Alright, so today we're going to be trying, or I'll be making a guide with any percepts for Dino Crisis 2. And we'll pretty much just kind of jump into it. I'll talk about stuff as they become important. Oozlem Clan, thanks my friend. Thanks for coming up. How are you doing? Do any RE runs today? But yeah, first tech we're going to talk about is quick shooting. So if you just aim and shoot, this is how you don't shoot very fast. It is more than fine to do the run, but for quick shotting, you can shoot probably about 75% faster, maybe even closer to double. It is a pretty simple technique. You can even do it walking backwards. You just can't do it while standing still. But if you're walking backwards, you can do it too. There's not a lot in the run that you will want to use it for, but it is still helpful to know. Sometimes something will jump on you and you want to kill it quick. I don't think I made a save state. We'll just reset this really quick. It is a pretty good game there, King. And then yeah, most of what I'll be talking about today is usable in pretty much all the versions of the game, to my knowledge. I know there is one jump later on in the game that is, to my knowledge, you can't do it on PAL. But other than that, it's pretty much all universal. With it being on Duck Station, some of the screen changes are a little bit slower, but that shouldn't really affect things too much. Flynn, thanks for the follow, my friends. Like everyone's getting in here. So after this first cutscene, you basically just want to hold forward and left. And basically, you want to like kind of run with this little black line at the bottom on my feet. Just do this really quick. And if you kind of angle yourself with that, you can run right into the corner and just get the ladder. Generally pretty consistently. So I'll look something like this. And yeah, you just kind of want to run to the corner, but I turn to the right a little bit. If you don't hit ladders straight on, you do lose a little bit of time because Dylan will automatically turn into them. You got pretty good RNG here. Sometimes one can jump out where that one is. And if you don't kill them both really quick, you will lose a bit of time. But generally that room is pretty simple. There's not a lot to it. You just run from one end to the other. This room, I tap right a couple times to angle myself. You want to be kind of hugging the left wall here, and then you just squeeze around it. And then you tap right a couple times. You look kind of odd because you're running on an angle, but you're running straight to the ladder. And this room you just hold forward and right, straight off of it. And then yet again turn into the ladder. Yeah, Showtime making a guide for it. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. Oh, the reason why the transitions probably seem weird because it is Duck Station, so it is trying to emulate a PlayStation 1 as best as it can, so I wouldn't say this is the best way to play it, but it is super solid. It's not that bad to actually play. Another good thing to know is you can just hold down action and you'll instantly open up doors. That makes stuff a lot easier to do. You don't gotta sit there and spam stuff. For this room, I just hold shoot, and then sometimes one will jump at you and attack you. You can just kill it. As long as you kill that one, generally the room is pretty simple to do. Here's our first important room of the run. You basically need to get 5 kills to get a perfect bonus. During the first one, I'll shoot 2 or 3 times. The second one there, usually you have to shoot 3 times. And then you spin, and then you shoot 5 times, or 3 times, sorry. And then for the T-Rex room here, there's a couple different strats you can do. I'll show the safe strat first. You just iframe his attack there with your sub-weapon, and you just can't hit him. Pretty simple. And then I'll show the more dangerous strat, though. Going for box skip. It's, unless you're going for a super competitive time, it's probably not worth your effort to do it. Basically, you kind of want to pull an attack out, come in, and then you go left into it. And then that's just bad RNG. I think I was standing in the wrong spot, actually. It was the problem more than the game. I'll try it one more time if I get it. That's the best RNG, that's the quickest attack. Okay, we'll try one more time. Getting close. But yeah, as I said, it's probably not worth your time to do this, but might as well show it. If you decide you want to go for it, you can. One more time. Okay, I'm just gonna go for the ladder. Other than that, it's if you practice a lot, there is a semi-consistent line you can get for it. I haven't played in a while. I'm just gonna do the ladder. But yeah, if you're just learning, it's probably not worth it to go for it. But it is a more advanced strat that you can do. One nice thing, if you do learn on Duck Station, because the screen transitions are so slow, you can practice cutscene skips pretty good. And then let's make one. This is the room that you can kind of practice the lion. I'll do it probably a couple times. Oh, that was really bad. So basically, you want to kind of like tap to the left really quick, and then do a sharp turn around, and you can get it. You can get it a lot. You can get it from about right here, if you're pretty good with it. For this room, you do get raptors spawning in it. I usually like to... Oh, good RNG. Usually you get raptors. I usually just pre-turn it. That is generally the fastest. And then you just run back. And then this will be your first menu sequence you learn. There is only 4 in the game, so it's pretty simple. So basically it's menu, down, item, down, key plate. So basically if you did fast, it'd be... I'm just going to make a thing for it. It'd be like that. I was still kind of slow. But yeah, there's basically that and one other menu sequence that you learn. And then for this room, it's pretty simple. I just run straight and then kind of tap right a couple times. You want to kind of aim for the corner of the door. I do hold space or action the entire time. And then you don't got to worry about potentially hitting the trigger for the power box. And then this is probably the other hard room at the beginning of this run. It's your other 5 combo room. That's close to perfect. Sometimes you don't get the late spawn like that, and sometimes they spawn behind you, and it's just a big time loss. Oh, 2 crits. I don't actually like that. I'm probably gonna have to kill. Yeah. One will spawn in front usually. And this one you hit left a couple times. Skip, spin. Pretty easy room, not a lot to it. Another thing to keep in mind with this game, the door hitboxes are pretty massive for a lot of them. A lot of times you want to run to the actual corner of them, if not more. So one funny thing about Duck Station here that you don't get in PC, if you can hold action and spam spin. Oh, I actually got it there. But normally if you're spamming spin too fast, you'll actually just miss the trigger for it. Oh, apparently it's not going to do it. But yeah, you just hold action and then spam spin. Then you just get a couple cutscenes. When you do regain Regina here, I usually pre-turn to the left so I just don't run into her. And then basically you want to buy the firewall here, which we'll need right away to destroy some plants. And this will be the second menuing that we learn. It's just menu, weapon, sub-weapon, firewall. Pretty simple. I think you only do it a couple times in the run. For the Alistar room, there is a couple lines, depending on the spawn that you get. This is generally my preferred RNG. You can just run right past it. Yeah, I'll send you a link, Astral, once it's uploaded. You can just run straight to the end. Tap left a couple times and you get into it. This room, if you screw up the line, you can have a really bad time. Okay, so you want to hit left a couple times, and you want to hug this wall as tight as you can, and then you'll run right there and get it. Because if you don't get it and you hit the wall, you will probably get jumped and lose some time. And then yeah, I'll do this part a couple times. So you just run forward, and then there's this little black spot right here. And basically when you're here, you can just go like that and you'll get them. So I just run forward, you'll see Regina's foot touch it, and you'll just get them. You don't need all three. And then you just want to hug this wall relatively tight. Bad RNG, you can get hit by a plant, but there's not much you can do about that. But yeah, generally with a good line, you'll usually get it. Second room is probably, actually not probably, it is quite a bit harder. So the first line, you can just run into the right here, group these, kind of just wiggle around them. You hug this. And then for this part, I generally like to get Regina to kind of face me. And then you just kind of churn with it. That was bad. Let's just try that again. But that's more or less the idea that you're looking for. Like this, and then you turn into it. You don't have to kill the last one there. I don't know why I actually did. And then basically you just want to swap back to the stun gun. Overall, it's pretty easy. It will probably take you some time. I remember first starting out, I died to it a lot. It is probably one of the more unforgiving parts of the game. But if you just practice it slowly, especially with save states, you should be able to get it pretty quickly. And then we get a couple nice calm rooms. Nothing's gonna spawn. When we jump down, I usually like tapping left, usually twice, maybe 3 times, and then the fence will start sticking out again. So you want to tap right to get in line with it. And that'll generally get you a pretty clean line. Oh, I forgot to make a save state, so we'll do the plants again. one at least. Yeah, like, that's generally what you want it to look like. This room will be another good drawing of, you get the nice little screen transition, and then you can just spam skip for the cutscene. PC it is a little bit harder because you have to go by feel because that doesn't happen. And same thing left 2 or 3 times. And then tap right again to be running with it. But yeah, for this, I generally try to run as straight as I can. And then you kind of turn right there, and once you hear that, you got a screen transition right to left. And it's usually a pretty clean line from there. Depending on what the Flappy Boys do, it can definitely be a little bit more annoying. And then yeah, for this room with Regina, I usually tap to the left a little, couple times. Usually I try to just dodge that. And then this room, I gotta make a safe setting. Let's see if I can get a different energy for the Floppy Boys. But yeah, so for that long order that we were about to go into, that one can be pretty scary. There's a bunch of different spawns that you can get. Best spawn, there's nothing in there, and you can just run right through it. You don't commonly get that. But yeah, you're probably going to be shooting a lot. That is a room where quick shotting can be helpful, just because you can potentially get up to 3 raptors spawning in there. So I basically just hold, shoot, forward and right, and then I just start shooting. Like that. About as bad as it can get. Then you get it, and you go in. This will be our second item menu that you'll learn. It's the only other one you'll get. So basically it's like the first one, menu, item, get them, but it's the second one down. It would be something similar to... Oh, not like that. Like that. One thing you can do, you can skip text faster if you use action and cancel. It just kind of instantly does it. Another thing you can do... Here, I'll just grab the right one. You can kind of double hit your action and you'll skip text kind of nice. It is a little bit different between PC and emulator with how the actual text functions. Generally with PC you can just spam it. With emulator, and I assume the original version, you kind of want to double tap it. And then when you leave, I find if you don't kill any of them in this hallway the first time through, usually you're going to get some that spawn. Just shoot them, run around them. I find though if you do kill one, they tend not to spawn, generally. There's that. That's probably the worst RNG. Sometimes you can just run straight to it. If you want, you can just start shooting. You should never have any ammo issues with Regina. She's pretty much lowered to the max. And then just like the first key plate there, same menuing as the second one. Then we just have some cutscene to skip. Pretty simple. You do get control of Dylan again here. And usually, like, I usually hold space or action for if you're not using space. Generally just open doors. However, if you do that here, you will go in the wrong door right here. So generally you just want to spin and then once you're past it, you just press space. It's one of the few times that I don't, but then yet again, I go back to holding pretty much space for this room. There's a bunch of stuff you can interact with, so if you're holding space, you'll ignore those time losses. And again, pretty easy room here. I've never seen Alistar spawn anywhere else but there. On the way back, it can be kind of monk-ass. I usually like to hit right a couple times there. I find when you jump down, you get a little bit better line. You don't have to take it as sharp. And yeah, you want to jump down, bam action, and there'll be a card you pick up. If you forget it, it's not the end of the world, but it's a little bit slower if you have to get it coming back. And then for here, I try to pre-turn left a bit. And then just run to the corner again. I hold aim here. If it's a normal Raptor, you don't have to shoot. But if it's a green one, you'll have to. Same thing as the first time. I hold forward and right there to try to get a nice pre-turn. You can get a nice line there. And then yeah, for the most part, there isn't anything like really scary for the next little bit. You can just run past these ones. And then same thing, kind of run to the side and then there. That hitbox is also pretty big, so you don't have to hit the ladder itself directly on. You can usually hit the left side of it. I think this is... Oh no, that's weird. A third one never spawned. And for this, I generally just hold forward and then hit left. And you can generally get a pretty decent line into that. Going back through the plant, for the most part, is pretty alright. If you kill the third one here, you don't have to worry about it hitting you. I almost never get hit by it regardless. But yeah, you just want to hold this, hug this wall here. And then usually I try to hit the middle of the door. I found that was the fastest when I was grinding the PC version. Like one of the few doors I try to do that with. See, like that. That's pretty much just RNG, not much I can do about that. For the most part, I should hopefully not get hit, but you never know. Sometimes you can get some cheeky stuff, especially since we'll be meeting a new enemy type right away. And they're pretty overpowered in my opinion. Here, you run forward, hit right a couple times. I'll generally always shoot the Raptor here. I'm gonna lose time because of that. Nothing matters. Yeah, I'd probably try to quick shot there multiple times. And then yeah, there's a couple different spawns you can get here. This is probably my least favorite. We had pretty good luck there. Sometimes he'll just grab you, and that if you're going for a competitive time, that it's pretty much just a run killer. I usually hold forward left, and when they start turning, I shoot. Let's just do that again. I didn't make a... See? That's probably the worst RNG you can get. If he sometimes does spawn farther away, you can just run around him. He won't actually hit you. Here, I should have made a safe state. And I shoot. Usually I prefer knocking that one down. His reach. 3 times and you go in. Pretty simple. I hold forward and left. And then as soon as the transition stops, I just hold forward, spam skip. And then you want to hug the right wall here. Sometimes one will jump out the window here. You want to shoot it. And then you just want to go to it. Oh, that's the first one. Yet again, hold space after you put it in. And as soon as you can use the door, you will. Or I guess action, not just space. Actually, let's just do this really quick. So when you come in here, there's a couple ways to do this. I usually like running just straight to the door and skip doing the Ivy now. Oh, I didn't hit the hitbox. That was terrible. And then Clive steals the card. This can be a pain. This can kill runs. But generally, if you know what you're doing, it is, for the most part, pretty consistent. So I run here, and then get it 3 times. Technically, I think the best would be doing it at the very end. But yeah, you run to the corner here, and then you spin around, and then this white line here, you just kind of line yourself up with it, and run at them, and you'll get it pretty consistent. You shoot them in, and you get it. As long as you don't screw up the line, you'll get it 99% of the time. It's extremely consistent. This room is super RNG. I like this spawn. Generally, I just try to run him in. That's really good. You can get him under the table or into the Ivy. It's best. And when you open this, you'll get a Dino file. If you just spam skip, or yeah, spam skip, you can generally close it faster than if you use cancel. You do this, and then on the screen transition, I can shoot. Oh, he didn't do it. He runs in here, and then when he runs into it, you want to spin if you can. I don't think I got it. Yeah, you just want to spin, and you don't actually lose time having to spin after the little cutscene there. Run back. Yet again, I hold shoot forward and left, and then as soon as I turn, I just fire. You don't always get one, but sometimes you do. Oh, that mid-range's bad today. Hold that, you go in. Pretty simple. Hit right a couple times, and then you just line yourself up with the battery here. And then we just run back to the boat. Nothing super bad at this point. It's a pretty calm run once you get out of the lab here. So once the screen changes, I just keep shooting. Dodge that guy. Do that menu. Go in. Pretty simple. Hold forward and right. And then you don't need to kill these guys. I do just because I hate them so much. They just make me mad, so. You just run there. Pretty simple. I usually like pre-turning here. Don't hold action. Forward, left, shoot the first one, shoot the second one. Screen change, turn to the left, and just jump down the ladder. That as well is usually pretty consistent. And then yeah, depending on what spawn you get here, it's really hit and miss. On the screen transition, I'll just shoot them, stagger them, and you run by. Sometimes he'll be really close to where you jump down and you can just run past, but most of the time you're probably going to have to stagger him, so I would just do it. And same thing with Regina, hit left a couple times. If you don't see 2 jump out, you will have to kill one. And yeah, me having to shoot there got me hit. Kind of turboed. It's whatever. Not much you can really do about that. And same thing as Regina, just kind of hug the wall here. And as long as you can get out of here, you're generally pretty safe. Yeah, this one, it's pretty hard to get hit in this one the second time. you want to be really careful, you can just hug the right here. I just like to run to the corner and jump down. Yeah, as you can see, that one generally doesn't hit you. Hey, pew pew. And then just do that. I usually like to hit left once or twice here, just to kind of get a better angle, and then right again right at the end to get a straight jump on. And then you run to the little white spot here across the med. It's pretty easy. That one took me a while to learn, but once you know the line, it's pretty simple. If you want to be careful, you can pick the med up there while you're learning it. I generally don't. I usually only need meds for Final Giganto. But it doesn't hurt if you want to be safe. And this one we hit right once. Hit the ladder. And then kind of go at it at an angle. And then straighten yourself out. For here, if this is a green raptor, you do have to shoot it. Regular one you can just run past. And then right here, you're always going to need to shoot. I'll generally keep shooting until I know there's not one that's there. Sometimes you can get two that can spawn. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. Hey Dave, you're on here. It's all pretty straightforward. There's nothing that we really haven't learned there. Just practice it a couple times. And then this guy, he'll pretty much never attack you. You can just jump down and just run straight to the ladder. This one I still have problems with. It's a weird line. You do that, and then you just kind of there. And then you gotta again turn the ladder to get it straight, tap right. This room can be a pain. That's pretty much good RNG. But yeah, sometimes they can spawn in front of you and you do have to shoot them. But yeah, there's not much about that. But you can tell if he's there or not. When you spawn into the room, you'll see him on the second transition there. And if you don't, this kind of sucks to suck. So you gotta kind of live with the bad RNG. Ooh, butt plug jump. Huh? Hopefully I can show you a pretty consistent way to do it. But yeah, basically here, you go on this. You want to go to the third energy facility. And then you do the boat. You don't gotta be super stressed about the boat unless you want to do the APR strategy for the very end of the game. But you are just gonna practice shotgun Paula. You can get hit here. You just need to have 32,000 points at the end of it. If you do, you're fine. And then yeah, for tips, just try to hit the noggin. You'll get one shot. It's pretty simple. This is easier on PC in my opinion. Your reticle moves faster. Sometimes you get bad spawns on emulator. I assume on console as well. I might get hit here. Yeah, you really hit 185. As well, if you hit them once, they kind of leave. Yeah, bumpy boys are pretty simple. I generally just go back and forth. There's a couple different spawns you can get here. They'll favor one of the sides more. I do prefer the right side. Yeah, eventually you'll get 3 spawns here. You can go back to the left. I'm pretty sure you can do pretty good then. And then this is probably the scariest part.
We're almost there. Keep it up.
And as I was saying, this thing is time-based up until the very last one. If you're not getting hit, there'll be about a combo of like 32 to 34, depending on how quick you kill stuff. And yeah, I always try to just hit the floppy boys when I can and focus on Nessies afterwards. Not much to talk about, it's pretty straightforward. Oh, that's a really small combo. I don't think I've ever seen one that small.
Sharpshooter, aren't you? Hang around the arcades much?
And then yeah, for this, I just hold space, or action, and then just forward and right. And you can get the door here. See, 64k, so we're pretty much good for anything. And you can just run to the door. This is where the game starts to get a little bit scarier with the rooms. It's super easy to lose time here. I'm gonna just save that, so I don't have to do it again. And then yeah, forward and left. Just gotta run. Weave around that. And then for at the end here, depending on where they spawn, I try to, like, if they spawn right there, I hug the left wall. And you usually won't get hit. You just kind of hug the opposite wall, the one that spawns. It's fine. This is my favorite room in the whole game. You just kind of hit right a couple times. Hit left. And just kind of weave around it. I find you don't want to fully turn. You want to be kind of running at an angle. And then for here, hug the right wall. Feel like, oh, usually doesn't attack that soon, but then you run to the left. And most of the time you won't get hit. It's generally a pretty clean room. He spawned really quick there. For this room, I generally like to run to the wall here. And for some reason, they don't like to attack a lot, and then you just kind of run to the left when you hear their swooshing noise. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can get iframes with, whatchamacallit, with your sub-weapon. This is probably going to be pretty bad. Yeah, I'm getting hit here. You can spam sub-weapon after this, and if there's enough time, you might be able to get it. Oof. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna reload from the beginning here. I don't want to have to use the hemostat, because you will bleed from that. But yeah, that room can easily lose time. That is one thing though with iframing those, if you try to go for it. If you get too attacking, most likely you're going to get hit. But yeah, it all comes down to the AI works. You do that. I like to... That's a clean room for it. You kind of tuck in once you get past to the container there. Another scary room, kind of. Basically while running around. That's pretty straightforward. And then for this part, you will want to try to iframe the Nessie attacks. Oh, he faked me out. I'm going to get knocked out. Yeah. They can sometimes do fake attacks like that. If I didn't get hit, that would probably be pretty good RNG. Yeah, we'll see if they do the same basic thing there again. And, usually you'll get 2 attacks. And, like, yeah. You don't need to iframe them, but if you're not super confident with underwater, you're really going to want the HP. And then, yeah, after I get up the stairs here, I do pre-churn. I just find it's the most consistent. And then, yet again, another extremely scary room. This balcony will easily make you lose 5 seconds in it. I find just holding the wall here, and right before the end, you just kind of pre-turn into it. Yeah, like, depending on how the AI works, you might get lucky, they might not attack. Oh. And then everyone's favorite part of the game, the elevator. So there's a 1 in 8 chance to get the code right. Let's see how lucky we get. Let's see, I don't actually have my codes up, so let's see if I can remember them all. I do not know what code I'm missing. Let's see, I'll just bring it up. I think I know which one it is. No? Oh, is it 2350? This is pure RNG, so you can put whatever codes in whatever order you want. Which one haven't I done? Did that. Oh, I think I did the one code wrong. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's probably going to be your biggest time loss due to RNG there. The only one that I would recommend starting with is 0153, just so you can spam action and you can get 0 and it's not a big deal. Nothing else starts with it, so. But after that, just put whatever numbers you want. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And then coming up, we get a nice little mini game. Once you start the text there, I do spam skip as well as action, just to get the cutscene out of the way pretty quick. These puzzles are always the same. And for the most part, I don't think it matters how quickly you hit it. It's all just time-based. And yeah, for the most part, you can kind of stand in the same place. I usually like to walk forward for the first one here. And with the right angle, you can hit multiple ones at a time. I run, and then as soon as I stop running, I spam skip. And then we're about to get to everyone's favorite part of the game, the underwater section. Just make a nice save state here. The first room's pretty easy. I'll show you the line I use. It is very safe. So you kind of run to the side here. You want to be like fairly straight, you spin, and then you move somewhat. That one was a little bit too much to the side. And then you just fall and you jump. And this will be extremely consistent. This is what I do every time. There is one way you can do that is marginally faster, but I'm just talking about milliseconds, so I don't bother with it. You fall, you hit... Oh. You're not supposed to press jump, you're supposed to press spin there. You'll land and use the door. And then this purchase is pretty simple. I like to run to the corner here and just spam action. I find that's the closest way to get to the hitbox there. This does freeze on duck station for some reason now. We skip, and then second time we menu, so it'd be menu, weapon, main weapon, aqua grenade there. I usually spin afterwards, and then just keep walking forward. You could probably get away without spinning. I don't know if it's actually faster, but it looks cool, so I do it like that. Let's make a save state here. So this room, you can tell a lot by what you see on the screen. So basically, I hold shoot forward and walk left. As soon as you get the screen transition, shoot it. And if none come out here, you have to jump as soon as you get around the corner here. That's just the bad RNG. And then on this screen, if you see one, you have to spin and shoot them. If you don't get that, you can just walk right through. We'll try it again, see if we get different RNG. Yeah, the same thing. Turn and jump. Unfortunately, this is a couple second time save. Didn't spin there. Didn't spin soon enough to attack him after my jump. But yeah, if you don't see him there, you can just jump over and walk straight as is. Hopefully we'll get that on the second time we go through here. And then there's 2 lines for the circulation chamber that will show up. I'll show the line that I'll probably recommend doing if you're learning it. There is a riskier method you can do that can save about up to 3 seconds. So you just jump, aim. That was bad. I don't do this very often anymore. You jump. That was bad. You get that, and we call that pillar skip. It's probably the easiest and safest option, but you do lose a jump animation from it, so it is slower. Hey, Sage Goat. 4 here, sometimes 1 can spawn there, so I would be ready for that. It's not super often. And then yeah, as you're walking forward, you'll see a grill on the ground. I jump at the very end of it, and then on the screen transition, I spin and shoot. If you just hold aim, you'll get it. And then as soon as I land, I jump again. If they do get like close like that, if you kind of back up into them, they won't attack you, and you can just stutter step. That was found not too like earlier in the year by Extra 2 Easy, so shout out to him. And then you just run through. And then I'll show you the strat that I usually do, and this one is very scary. So you skip shooting the pillar early, and you actually do it later on your final jump. Yeah, Extra, I said your name. Oh, gotta get the shoutouts where they're deserved. And then same thing, you hit the grill, you jump, screen change, aim. Usually you want to shoot, sometimes you get bad luck. And then you just kind of keep going. And then all you do, this is kind of bad. And then yeah, you basically, you aim, fall, shoot, and instantly press jump. And you'll just, skip that, and you get a free jump animation. So if you can get that clean, that is the fastest way to do the room. But it is super scary. So, yet again, doing the pillar skip like the first one I went through is probably your best. And I'll show you probably the best line you can do here, which is butt plug jump. So basically you walk forward, you walk into the pipes, and they'll let you fall down, and you just press jump. And you'll land there, you pick it up, you finish the room, you just fall down. You don't get any other spawns. It is probably it's gonna be the quickest and the safest, but you can lose a run. And then the other option is you can just jump over it. The only thing with this, you will get a Mosey Boy that spawns. And I think, I got pretty lucky. But yeah, those are both the lines. I would probably set up an emulator with save states and just practice the butt plug jump. For the most part, it's pretty simple. Let's make a save state here. For this room, you just kind of walk forward, jump. That was bad, actually. Just heal. Generally, since I stopped there, what's the time difference? Probably like a second, maybe 2 at most. It's not a lot, but it is a small amount that will add up over the course of your run. It is pretty easy to do. Oh, just heal really quickly. Actually, let's do this. I'm just gonna redo the room. Probably get hit here. You don't really care about this, you can just ignore this. If you do get knocked down and spun, it is pretty much a dead run. It's like a 12 to 15 second time loss. Oh, don't worry, people. I'm gonna make this into a YouTube video. Let's save. So yeah, basically, you just hold forward. You don't want to stop or you will screw up the line. Forward, you jump, land, and then as soon as you get the screen transition, jump. You can get lucky and he won't attack, but it's generally not worth the time loss if you get hit. And it just screws up the room and you'll probably keep getting hit. Yeah, don't worry, Sage Goat. If you fall back down, I'll up you up again. And same thing. Screen transition, as soon as you're getting that jump. You can hold this wall pretty tight. The hitbox here is pretty... And yet again, it's the first one, so it's menu, down, the item, and then you just go in. It is pretty simple. This is your first little pause of the run, so I'm going to take a quick drink. And then, yeah, basically, once the text box pops up, I like to double hit it and then just spam spin. And you'll spin as soon as you can. And then hopefully we get better RNG here. And I can show you the good RNG spawn here. So then hold shoot, wait, screen transition, shoot. No, I got it again. It's unfortunate. Yeah, basically, if you see him at all come out early there, you just don't have to jump. And I'm going to have to spin and shoot him again. I'm probably going to get hit here. Oh no. That is pretty bad. I don't think I've seen that in a long time. I do find on Emulator, whatever you get the first time you go through the room will generally be what you get the second time. PC, it's up in the air. Oh, Rain Chong. Thanks for the subscription. Huh? That's... Oh, that must be on YouTube, maybe? I'm not too sure. Oh, yes it is. Huh. That's crazy. I didn't even realize I have YouTube set up in here. That really confused me. And then, yeah, for this one, you do it like the first time you're in here. You won't have to shoot anything unless you get really bad RNG. And then the hitbox jumps out pretty far. So you just want to hit it. So you come in forward and right there. He'll spin around. Get it. And then you jump. I do like to jump pretty early here, like on the screen transition. And then hold forward and left. The hitbox for the item is pretty big. You don't need to worry. We're coming to a pretty easy boss fight. You don't actually fight it at all. But I'll show you both lines that you can get here. They're both fairly similar. We'll see. I will probably get to hit this one first and then do one where I get hit. So basically you run and then you run to the corner here. On the screen time, just jump and turn left slightly and he just won't hit you. Forward and left, hug the wall tight, and then once you kind of get to the middle here, you want to jump. And then you just want to jump. Oh, I actually did that wrong. I actually fucked that up. Start that over. I think I jumped too soon onto that first platform. But yeah, because yeah, if you screw up the line, you're basically just gonna ruin the cycle, and it's a lot of work. I'll do the hit one first. I jumped too early there. If you get hit, it's the same idea. Come around. I'll probably actually wait until we're closer just to be safe. And then you have to wait for an SE. So unfortunately, it is a pretty big time loss. You wait, and then once it comes to attack, you jump. And the rest of the room is nice and clean. Fall down. I usually like to wait like a second. And then this jump, I don't think you can do on the PAL console release. And then you hold aim forward, and you want auto aim, and then you just jump and shoot. Walk forward. Bam, that. And as soon as it does, hold space forward and left. did the room. I'll try to do it hitless this time. It's pretty much the same, you just don't have to wait for it. Same thing, screen transition, jump, left slightly. Hug this. And then, yeah, you just... if you do wait the correct amount, you won't hit your head like that, and you will save time. Same thing, hold forward, aim, jump. That really bad, but you get the basic idea for it. Hey, JC, my friend. Yeah. So those are pretty much the two lines. Just don't screw up the shooting the glass like I did, and it's pretty simple. Then you just hold forward and right, and hold space. One thing I did forget to do. On PC, you don't have to worry about it, but on console, you do have to turn it on every single time. You go to options, peak it big, and then there's step. And basically you use whatever you use to jump and an arrow, left or right, whatever you want, whatever direction you want to go. In this case, it's left, and you'll sidestep, and you'll instantly get the cutscene. That is the only time in the run that you will use this, so it's not super important. But it doesn't hurt to actually use it. It's a little bit quicker. If you really care, you'll want to have it on. And same thing, I hold action the entire time here just so I don't interact with anything by accident. And you get in here. Generally, I like to pre-turn left a bit and then just hold forward and spam action. You can do the sidestep. I find I generally never need to use it, JC, but if you really want to, that is the other time that you will potentially use it. And then shop. So you'd buy the chain mine. If you want the really safe route, you can do the anti-tank rifle. I'll buy it just because I have the money for it and I can show it at the end. But shotgun is just faster. You save time menuing and buying it. And we're about to get to what probably another really scary room that you can lose quite a bit of time in. We like to call it the Ivy Door, and it is pretty monk-ass. And then basically you hold forward and left, and you pray to God. You run here. Usually if you get the green ones, I feel a lot better. Oh. That's really bad. Let's see if I get... If you want, you can shoot here. You just kind of run around them. And then you basically have to iframe their attacks while hitting the door here. So usually you want to wait. And then that's a perfect Ivy Door. I do not think this... I mean, the time might be alright. I'm not sure what the IGT is. When you come in here, you want to switch to the chain mine. Obviously, you can do it generally at any point, but after that door, you don't need the machete. You have to do it at some point. I usually do it as soon as I get in. And you get some more Oviraptors. And they can do that. They're pretty OP, as I said earlier. Let's do this. Usually that room's pretty easy to get. This one can kind of screw you. Let's try that again. You like to run to the side. Usually you want to like zigzag. And let's try that again. This is like, yeah, one of the worst rooms in the game. Anything with Oviraptors you will learn to hate. That one body blocked, and then you jumped. That is like, yeah. I guess I'll save here. So with these rocks, they can be super evasive at times, and sometimes they'll look like you should be hitting them like this, and you just won't. Usually I like to run to the left a bit and then turn into it. It's a little bit of a time loss, very marginally, but it's pretty consistent. Just because the rocks are very, very acrobatic and very hard to hit. So do this, make another save state. For this one, you just kind of run forward. You'll get a cutscene. Then you just skip it, and then you kind of just tap right, run around it. And then you have a couple ways you can deal with tanky boys. When they jump up like that, you can shoot them with a shotgun and stagger them, and you can run to the end. If you want to do the safer route, you can just use the chain mine on them. I'll show you what that looks like. It's pretty much the same thing, but generally you'll lose time doing it because it takes about half a second to do the animation. You just come around and you do it, preferably without getting hit, but it doesn't really matter. Come up here, and then I kind of hit forward and left, turn into it, and you'll get it. And then you get a couple different spawns here. Yet again, you can stagger them with the shotgun or use the chain mine. I just use the shotgun because it's the fastest. But that can happen, and this right here is a pretty big time loss. And that is the risk of doing it. And then you can just really fast. You can lose a lot of time here due to bad RNG. But for the most part, it's generally pretty consistent. Like, that doesn't happen to me very often. And then you hold forward and left out of this room. Like this. And then once they kind of start running at you, I just... Oh, I didn't even need to stagger them. So this is the riskier route. It is faster. But if you don't get the rock on the first shot, you will lose time. But if you do hit it properly, you'll be up a little bit. And then we're about to get to the Alistar nest. I might do this a couple times. This is probably like one of the scariest rooms in the game. You can lose a bunch of time here. I find you can also get a cutscene skip if you get lucky right there. It's pure RNG. I'll try to do the pricey line. So you skip. Sometimes it'll attack early. Let's do that again. If it's attacking early, I usually just start spamming V. It's RNG for what you're going to get. Do that. Ooh, kill it. Yeah, you can get a bunch of BS kind of stuff. Go into the corner here. Do this. Yeah, killed it. I forgot I hit it once already. And here. Oh, then you do something. And then with Dylan, generally you just want to stagger. That's kind of scary. Yeah, I didn't get the stagger there. But I got knocked down. I don't actually know why I didn't get there. I hit it a couple times. I just don't think it was attacked. You can use the sub-weapon as well to dodge any attacks. Something like that. But yet again, you lose time every time you do it. I like to run to the corner here. For the most part, I think whenever you get the stagger, it will show a counter. And we'll try doing the pricey line, or the infamous pricey line. Get here, shoot him, and then I screw it up. He makes it look more elegant. Kind of trim there. That's pretty bad RNG, them jumping up. But yeah, I'll try it again one more time. Didn't get a clean one. Okay, this is super bad. I think this seed's just really bad for the spawn here. Oh no, there we go, I'm safe. surprised. Usually if you do it in the corner there, when it falls, it will hit it. Apparently I was standing too far to the right. For the most part, you just kind of luck with what you get there. Oh, look at that. It's Mr. Nazareno. Yeah, he's still a good guy. The legend does return. That's pretty good. Then yet again, start turning. I find any other way is a little bit slower. You just kind of run around. Sometimes you can get one that spawns up top there. And that's going to be your best luck. But yeah, that's Alistar. If you can, I'd make a save and practice it. It can be a pain. You can lose runs to it very easily. We're getting up to probably the hardest part of the game mechanically. Another little shooting mini game. I'll make a thing here. I'll probably try doing it a couple times. But yeah, basically you want to hit it 3 times generally. They don't come as fast. And then you want to shoot it as late as possible. That's just right. But yeah, you have to be pretty greedy with this. And then yeah, if he hits you, you do a follow-up shot and you do the same damage, so I did 1500, which is the most damage. Jeez, man, I have not done this in a while. But yeah, this is, as I said, probably the hardest part of the game. And then you do a follow-up shot, and then they'll come at you. Generally, you want to get at least 1500 in the beginning part here, or one, yeah. Oh, that was yeah, you can do this in as quick as 3 cycles. And it's the same idea. They were in the jungle, you want to shoot them 3 times. They'll make the other one able. Excellent. Them running the jungle is pretty RNG. So yeah, sometimes you can get lucky and they just won't, and you can do it very quickly. Sometimes you do. It's like 80% skill, 20% luck. But you get the basic idea of it. You want to shoot them as late as possible. You get the highest amount of points. And then if you are one to do the ATR strategy and you couldn't afford it on the boat, you can late buy it here if you want. This is basically your last chance to do it. Yet again, if you can't get it at the boat, I probably wouldn't. Unless you were feeling very uncomfortable with the shotgun. Pretty easy. For the most part, it's kind of hard to get hit by the floppy boys there. This room can be kind of a pain. I usually hold shoot, turn to the left. Oh, you have a spawn there. Usually one spawns there. Do that, run the door there. I do usually wait a second because the hitbox is really weird on it. Make another save state. For the tank section here, usually the best bet is as soon as you skip the cutscene, I start spamming cancel to skip the text and sub-weapon. So as soon as the fight starts, you can stun them and you won't get hit on bad RNG. And then whenever you shoot a box, you want to use the sub-weapon as well. You just kind of go through it. It's pretty simple. And we do some damage abuse pretty soon. And then this is the last time we use this flash bomb. shooting to stun him. It's not his shoot. And I saved this one for later on in the room. You'll get hit once here. He'll damage abuse you further. He'll attack and miss. If you get lucky, he'll hit you again, pushing you forward. Turn left. You want to straighten out. Hopefully he hits you again. He didn't. But yeah, basically once he... I think I might actually get hit because he turboed there. Oh. Let's see. And then yeah, you just kind of want to late attack there. Skip. And then we're getting to some pretty scary fights coming up. You just come here. Hit that. Skip. And then for this, I just hold forward and left and spam action. And then you just don't press any directions and just keep pressing action. Once it's done, I start spamming. I hold space and start spamming spin. And then as soon as you hit the door, you'll use it. And same thing as all the other boats. Hold space. Don't go to the... Yeah, if you go to the wrong island, your run is probably dead. See what I get. This is the worst spawn. And same thing, hold space or action. Hit that and then just go through the door. You might want to stagger them if you can. And then this is going to be another possible run killer. So for this one, like the first time, you kind of want to hit right a couple times while holding forward. And you kind of zig around this one. And then you hold left. And that's just bad luck. That, and then you just kind of spin around it. And hopefully none of them turbo, and you'll get through the first room like that. That's the general line. At least the idea of it. I would do something similar to that. And this one, hit left a couple times. And then I like to kind of like go between the corners here, and it kind of fucks with the AI. Sometimes you will have to iframe if they turbo. If he would have, I would have had to done that there. Same thing. Just kind of hold forward, you get the transition there, and you just spin around it nicely. And in this one, you just kind of want to be running towards the camera. And turn it. This is a pretty weird room to do a line in. Even when I was grinding this game heavy, I was having issues. And then hold forward and left once you straighten out, just run straight. And just keep running. And then another scary room you can lose time in. I just want to dodge the attack. And then hopefully they don't turbo. I think I'm getting lucky here, yeah. And if they turbo, it's just kind of bad RNG yet again. You just kind of get to the end there. Same thing, forward left. Start spamming action. Oh. And then you can just hold forward in space or action here, whatever you're using. And then I just start spamming skip here. You'll get a couple cutscenes. You can get a cutscene skip here. Let's see if I get it. It's not a big deal if you don't, but it is a time loss. There you go, I got it. And then this fight can be hard. With the proper line, it is pretty reliable. So basically you want to just skip. For the text here, hold forward and right and just spam through it, and then just spam spacebar or action, and then as soon as you get it, just get ready to sub-weapon as soon as you turn it on. And if you did it properly, you should be able to get this without having to iframe this attack. If you don't do it far enough, you will have to either dodge it or with either movement or iframes. And then you just kind of run back and forth. Hug the wall as best you can. But yeah, the key part for this is getting the... Oh, that's not good. I'm probably going to have to iframe. I haven't actually seen that happen. That just must be bad luck. That's not the worst. As long as you don't miss the activation when you do it, you're going to be pretty okay. If you do, it's a pretty big timeline. I think it's like 10 or 15 seconds. And then yet again, we have another power puzzle. I find this one quite a bit easier. Not where I'm supposed to go. You just kind of stand in the rest spot here and spin for them. And you can, you will get a lot more double ones in this one, but you can generally hit them at the same time with the right angle. That was not right. Yeah, for the most part, I don't believe this really matters how quickly you do it. It's all time-based anyways. And then this will be the last one right here. You hit that. I like to run in the corner here. You'll kind of start shaking. I found I get the quickest time with that. I canceled that there. That was weird. Yeah, it's all pretty simple. And then I just spin once that cutscene starts, or whatever you want to call it. And then we're getting to yet again another pretty scary spot. We get into the silo, and you can quite easily lose runs here to Tanky Boy RNG. Many people have lost world record pace here, so there's a couple ways you can do it. Ooh, Hunts. Thanks for joining us. I'm gonna make a safe. Basically, you want to kind of hold forward, and I kind of tap right. You want to run to the outside here. So that's good. And then that's good RNG before they're gonna spawn. Ooh, I haven't seen one come out there. I know that was possible. And then for this one, you just kind of hold forward. I tap right a couple times, and you just kind of hold left. Usually you can just squeeze past that. And see that right there would pretty much be a run killer. I'll just try the whole section again. Hopefully I can get the other spawn in this room. Same thing, hold forward and right. And on this screen right here, if they spawn ahead of you, you'll see them. There'll be a shadow, and that'll let you know. But yeah, the other thing that I would do, you don't have to, but I like to shoot as well. You can do that and run around. The other safe option you can do is just put on the chain mine, and you just shoot them. Yet again, you do lose time, so you can make your choice. So getting to the final shooting minigame. There's not a lot you need to know about it. What I would say though is you want to skip the text using cancel, so you can shoot that raptor when he goes to jump. If you use action and spam it, you are probably going to shoot. and you will get hit at least once. So use cancel, not add. It's one of the few times if you want to do that in this game. And then yeah, you pretty much just kill them. All should go well, hopefully. Once you get to this part, I like to just hit them once. And just keep hitting them. You don't need points, you just don't want to get hit, so you want less than small. If you're bored, you can shoot them fast and get more. You also can kind of hold the critical in the middle of the screen and hit most of them. I move it around, not for being optimal, but just because I can. And then we're getting to Paula. Probably one of the scariest parts for when you're learning the game. It's pretty easy though. With the shotgun strat, you just kind of skip the cutscene, spams action, and you just kind of run to the end of it. Yes, I'll be putting this on YouTube. And then as soon as you get over here, you can just kill him really quickly. As soon as you hear him fall, you can just keep turning around. You don't have to do that, but it's a little bit safer. And then same thing, you get here. I usually like to aim. Most of the time with this shot, you do only get 2 of them to spawn. And basically at this point, if they're not spawning, you can just run to the end here. As long as you only get hit twice in this room, you'll be fine. If you get hit 3 times, it's all up to RNG and how lucky you get in the next room. And then yeah, if you have the HCR, it's pretty much the exact same strat. The only difference is you one-shot the Oviraptors, so you don't gotta keep shooting. Hold forward here. I like to go the left way. I found when I was grinding for world record, I was the fastest. And you just run to the end. You can quick shot here if you want. I do not know why I aimed to the side there, so I'm not going to quick shot. But yeah, you basically run over here, you'll aim, and then just hold back and shoot. For this, you do need 1 shot. Oh shit, did I hit the 69 followers? Nice. I hit my goal there, boys. But yeah, you just need 1 shot for this. If you can keep her in caution, it's best. I probably would have if I wouldn't have had that weird spin to the side. This room can be pretty scary. You basically just hold forward in action, and hopefully you don't get turboed. I remember one time Extra lost a world record run here. He got grabbed. And then he jumped down. You just kind of come over here. I like the pre-turn here, since, not any particular reason. Next goal. Yet again, pre-turn, kind of. And the one thing I find a lot of other people don't do that I like to do here, just for consistency, it's not the fastest, but I run to the very end here, because when you jump, you'll get on the other side of that raptor all the time. And then hold forward and right, spam action. Oh yeah, that rare raptor spawn there can be very annoying. You turn. One thing I actually learned about this not too long ago from Mr. Deep Stack Dave. The hitbox for this one is really annoying, but apparently it's more to the left of the actual image. So try to go to its left, not where it actually is, because if you do, you're just going to miss it. And I never knew that. And same thing, run to the end. Jump down, hold forward and left, and spam action. And then forward and right. You go up there, spam action. As soon as you get the little cutscene, you can hold forward and right. And go in. And then hold forward and right off the bat, so you run around that. Overall, pretty simple. I am going to grab the meds here just in case I get a rage giganto, since I did heal earlier on. You can skip this one. If you're going to grab one, the safe one to get is probably the one over here. It's a resuscitation. So either give you a revive or fully heal you. Hunts, yes, if if you beat my world record, my tied world record with Naz, I will marry you. And this is pretty easy. Just hold forward in action. There's not much to it. After climbing down this, once you start climbing this one, I guess, start spamming skip, hold forward and left. And then you just kind of run. This is something I would practice. You can lose a run in Final Giganto. But yeah, you keep spamming skip here. Hold forward, you'll kind of tap left. Run here. And then what you do here is I hold shoot. And once you get kind of near the end here, you want to turn left slightly and stagger him. If you don't, you'll get knocked down when he destroys the bridge or die. And either lose the run or lose a bunch of time. Turn to left here. I just spam action. And he will attack you shortly after you spin here. You will want to iframe it. I find if you don't, for whatever reason, I tend to get a more Rageosaurus Final Giganto. And then he's gonna rage here. And there's not much you can really do, he's just gonna rage. It's all RNG.
Target is set.
Once you hit red, I would probably heal. When he roars, hold shoot. And once you start the animation, once the animation kind of gets close to stop, you can let go, and you won't fall down. And then that's Final Giganto.
Commencing attack.
Key thing for it is mainly just get the bridge stagger. And then coming out of this, just kind of spam cutscene skip. And then hold left, and then once you get straight, start running forward. Then I just hold action, and you just run to the end. And we're pretty much done the run. There's only one more thing you need to do, and that's a cutscene skip. And then that's the whole run.
It's okay.
And the GG Astral.
Regina.
How about this? You guys can fight over me. We'll do a.
Yeah, we don't have much time.
We'll do
left.
100%
Let's use this gate
competition.
and get out of here. Whoa.
Yeah, and then you start spamming skip here. And then this one with the server falling over. And you're done. That's the run.
Paula!
And now we pretty much are just going to wait for time, see what we got. But that's pretty much most of the run. I think I talked about it hopefully pretty clearly. If you have any questions, you can just leave a comment. Or if you join the Dino Discord, any of us runners can easily answer any of your questions you have about the game. I'll probably put a link to it into the description. If not, on speedrun.com, under the Dino Crazes 2, it's linked there as well. Yes, join the Dino Discord. We have Dino memes. It's a lot of fun.
You don't want to, but you have to.
Even if you're not interested in running the game, if you just like it, either this or Dino Crazes 1.
Crazy?
Just go. Please.
I have been testing Dino Crazes
You have the
3
third
as well.
energy data, right?
Hopefully, if the emulator works for that.
When you get back to our original
I'll
time,
hopefully learn
use
it
the
and have
data
some
to
meme
learn
runs
about
of it.
third energy. Then build a perfect gate and come pick us up for the last time.
Dylan.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no way to skip the ending here. It's pretty long. You get some pretty cat-down music though. That's not the worst. I usually get up, celebrate,
Don't forget.
dance with a dog.
Still only one.
Well then, you better get back quick.
And we get some Mamma Mia action going on. You have a computer? That does make it pretty hard. Technically, if you have a camera and this on console, you could run it. It's on the console category, or the PlayStation emulator one that's like PlayStation 2 v PS3. Okay, this is where the cat jam of the dawn comes in. And I haven't seen that full octopus emote. I've seen like the middle one, but I've never seen it like done properly. That's actually really cool. Ooh, listen to that hazy guitar lick. At one point I was learning this song, but it's tuned down a half step. And I was too lazy to tune, so I gave up. That's a dabbing octopus. Coward. No, trust me, Astral, it is. Yeah, when we do Nasmake there, I'll definitely help you with the music as best I can. Thanks, Hunts. I try my best. I love this game. I love the community. It is super good. If you want a wholesome community, come play Dino Crisis 2. There is nothing but love in it. Even Dino Crisis 1. Either one of them. Personally, I think Dino Crisis 2 is a better speedrun, but Dino Crisis 1 is really fun too if you have fond memories of it. It's pretty good. Only real issue with Dino Crisis 1 is it's a pretty long game, and generally they get a full run. You need to put in about 2 hours of time. You get a couple resets. Where's the Discord? If you go to speedrun.com, there'll be a link there. When this is on YouTube, I'll put a link to it on there too, if anyone wants to join if they have questions. If I didn't answer anything well enough, it'd be a good place to ask. But yeah, we're almost at the end of our journey. Oof. Wait, I thought I turned that off. Here, let's try this. Gotta see if I got world record. Okay, let's try. I'm pretty sure I turned that off, but I guess not. Is that the commands? I don't remember how you VIP someone. Oh no, it's this, sorry. There you go. You can probably try doing that there. Well, let's see what time I got, boys. 1:02:22. Not a bad time. Oh, okay. Apparently, here I'll just put the link in. Give me a second. Welcome. Create invite. A copy. If you want to join it, there it is. And yeah, that is pretty much the run. Make sure when you do it, you get this screen. If you don't, it's invalidated. So make sure you have this. And yeah, that is the whole run. Thanks for watching if you're still around. And let's end this video. Well, I think it's this button. Toodles.